Welcome to the BNI Knox podcast, helping members in the Knoxville, Tennessee region grow their business and make more money through the power of referrals. Now, here's your host, Andy Brassfield and Curtis Johnston.
Well, hello again. This is Curtis Johnston from Gallagher & Associates, along with Andy Brassfield.
Hello.
We are coming to you from the Mike Fuller Realty and Company Studios, and it's another BNI Knox podcast produced by Front Porch Media. Thank you, Darren, for all you do for us. And we're sponsored today by Her Legacy Designs, Megan Murphy Outwell.
Her Legacy Designs.
Her Legacy Designs. So I just wanted to tee that up.
Episode number
19.
19.
It's called Always Prospecting. And one of the things, Andy, that you and I talked about before we came on today was the difference between prospecting and networking. You said you've got some ideas behind that. Mm-hmm. Can you unpack that for us?
Yeah, well, I think as I joined BNI and going through training and seminars, I mean, it seemed like I was always hearing a phrase, always networking.
Correct.
So no matter where you are, the concept here is no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you're always networking.
I agree with that.
Well, networking is making connections. And that's exactly what we want to do. Mm-hmm. But then I discovered that we could go farther. We could do more.
Okay.
It's like the $6 Million Man. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes. Better, faster,
stronger. Better, faster.
No.
Yes. That's when I discovered slow motion.
As we age. Anyway.
And so we can go farther with prospecting.
Okay.
Now, when we're out doing our networking activities, or even if we're not networking, maybe we're doing our job,
right? Maybe
we're at the store.
Shopping, soccer practice, wherever.
Yeah. Oh, I love when you're at soccer practice or baseball or any of those sporting events with other parents.
Oh, yeah.
Prospecting. But what does it look like? Does it look like the creepy, needy, do you guys need to buy what I'm selling?
Hopefully not.
It's not
Hopefully
supposed
not.
to. It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
No.
So tell us what it should look like.
Well, it should look like asking a lot of questions.
Okay.
Especially when you're first meeting somebody. So,
all right.
So it's easy to envision the networking event,
right?
BNI meeting or otherwise.
Okay.
But let's go back to the soccer practice.
Sure.
The kids are out on the field running around,
right?
And you're sitting up at the bleachers, and there's other parents around.
Right.
Now, in this day and age, a lot of us like to withdraw at that time and get into our phones and check social media, take a look at our email,
right? Sure.
Text our favorite person, whatever we're doing. We kind of like to withdraw. What if we took that opportunity and we thought about there's people around us right now?
Yes.
Some people we don't know, or maybe we don't know them very well.
Right.
Well, which one of those kids is yours?
Oh, yeah.
You see?
Start a conversation.
Open something up.
Right.
Yeah. Well, mine's on third base.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate because this is a soccer game. So we should have another practice, obviously.
Well, I'm a baseball guy.
Okay. Right? Well, let's call it
You're
Little
going to
League.
have to forgive me,
right, so
but
we're
I'm
at the
a
Little
baseball
League game
guy.
with a bunch of parents. Which kid is yours? My kid's on third.
Yeah. So now we're going to start asking questions.
Right.
But we're not going to be creepy or needy or any of that
Making
kind
conversation.
of stuff. Yeah. So what do you do?
I work for Gallagher & Associates. We're a fire alarm company.
This question is one of my favorites. Tell me what you do.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you happen to ever get into that business anyway?
Pulling back some layers, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just getting them to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is going to lead, you never know where it's going to lead, but you have to be prepared to continue asking questions and uncovering all you can uncover.
Right.
You're digging deep. You're prospecting. You're asking open-ended questions.
You're prospecting. Now, to be clear, you're prospecting for your business. Right?
We're prospecting for your business, my business, all of our business partners in the BNI chapter.
Okay.
So on the last episode, we talked about business partners. Well, we're prospecting. We're digging to find opportunities with every individual.
How do we help other people? Let's peel back some layers.
Yeah.
What kind of business are you in? How'd you get into it, et cetera?
Yeah. Tell me, tell me about some successes you've had. What kind of clients do you serve? And
Just a busy season for you.
right?
Like
Are
that.
y'all seasonal? Yeah, just all kinds of stuff. And you can begin to uncover, because they may begin to talk about some of the projects that they're working on. They may be looking to expand their business. Looking to expand your business. Well, those of us who are in B2B
Right.
recognize possible opportunities there.
A little mouth watering starts to happen.
Yes, and we start thinking things like, okay, tell me more.
Right, right.
Looking to expand. What does that mean? Are you building onto your business with a building structure, or are you hiring new people? I mean, what does expanding your business really look like?
That's true, because it could be e-commerce. Maybe they're just widening what they're offering on their website.
Yeah,
Just because they're expanding doesn't necessarily mean
it
brick and
could
mortar.
be that they're bringing on a new product line.
You're right.
Just kind of like what Megan Murphy Boutwell was telling us about, how she brought on new lines in her business, her legacy designs.
That's very true. So Megan, since we're talking about it, Megan is sponsoring our episode today, and she dropped off some product for us to look at. And one of the things she dropped off was this neat little canvas tote bag that's got printing on it. Reading is my favorite thing, with the Dr. Seuss hat on it. And she was able to do these in small runs for teachers. And the way that she applies those words onto the tote bag itself, it's hand washable. So if you get a stain or something on it, or your bottle falls over within it, you just take it home, you put it in the sink, and you wash it. That's just one of the things.
I'm really impressed with the fact that she can customize and she can do each one individual. Yes. So maybe you want to put your teacher's name on a tote bag.
Right.
Or the class name on T-shirts.
There you go.
Have you ever been out with, I don't know if you've had this experience, but like I've been out with my kids or even my grandkids on school events.
Right.
And it's really common for them to have a T-shirt specific to the teacher's class.
Oh, yes.
And they'll be a different color. So the red ones are this class, the blue ones are another class.
Or you go to Dollywood or Disney World, and they all have the same T-shirt on.
Yeah.
So you can get family T-shirts made
so
for,
whether
for
it's
a trip. Or
T-shirts or canvas
tote bags,
she can customize and she can put whatever verbiage or logos or images on these products. So Megan, shout out to you. Thank you for sponsoring
Megan.
our show today.
So now we're back at the soccer field watching our kids play baseball, and you've decided, you've struck up a conversation with this person next to you who said they're expanding, and now you've pulled some stuff out of them like, okay, well, I need some phones, or there's a whole new wing of employees I'm going to have, so you're thinking about business for you, you're prospecting.
Yeah. Have you made decisions, have y'all made decisions about who's going to build that building?
We're just getting into the beginning of it, so I haven't really made any decisions on anything.
That's cool.
So that's great for you, Andy.
Yeah.
Now take it a step further. What does that do for our chapter?
Absolutely. So this is where I know the members of my chapter, they're my business partners, and I know how they can help this person.
Okay.
So some of my business partners may sell security systems and fire monitoring systems. I can ask them about that. Some of my business partners are going to be in insurance. Commercial insurance is a big deal when you start talking about expanding.
Okay.
How about your business attorney? Are there any legal paperwork that needs to be drawn up?
Right.
Have y'all thought about how you're going to hire the people to fill these needs? Where are these people going to come from?
What are they going to drive?
Do we have an
Some
employment?
trucks.
Yeah. Maybe we have a staffing agency in our chapter. Maybe we have a GMC truck dealer in our chapter.
Right.
Heath Barberry, and so we're asking questions. We're asking questions. Now, this has been a great example, but I had a live world example, where something similar to this happened to me.
Okay.
But I was on a prospecting appointment, so I had a prospect reach out to me, and he said, "Hey, I think that I might need your services. Would you come in and meet with me?"
And this is for Big Tree Telecom, your hosted phone systems.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
And so when I got there, and first thing I'm doing when I walk into a place is I'm looking to see what phones I can see.
Right.
And then I'm asking questions, and I quickly realized, now this was really cool, that one of our BNI members was already their phone provider.
Okay.
And then they pressed me for a little bit more information, but we found out that they were getting a good deal.
Okay.
And the service was good. Everything about it was good. I mean, I was real quick to tell them, you're not a good prospect for me.
Right.
You need to stay with where you are. I think you're in a good place.
Okay.
But he continued to tell me his story about their business expansion. They had moved into a new product line, and it was really interesting, and you could see how fired up the man was about it.
Great.
But there were some challenges, some opportunities that came along with that. And one of the things I asked him was, do you have your organizational chart filled out?
That's a great question. Do you have your org chart filled out? I like that.
He didn't have any idea. He said,
What's an org chart?
I don't know. What's that? And I said, well, listen, that based on what you're explaining to me, this is something that's going to be really important for you to be able to grow your business and scale it the way that you're wanting to do. You need a business coach. So I offered to introduce him to Judy Householder.
Nice.
And he accepted. And then, he's telling me, he's showing me some stuff that they're doing, and I immediately saw how this needs to be on video. So they were doing just
his product
just to clear the air.
Just
To clear the air, they were doing thermal imaging.
All right.
So they had these camera type devices, and the camera was for temperature, heat specifically.
Okay.
So he was telling me about NASCAR, how they could shine these cameras or point these cameras under the hood or under the car.
Really?
And they could see where heat was building up.
Okay,
Like
nice.
if it was getting too hot on the brakes or too hot on the axle or too hot in a certain place under the hood.
Right.
They were able to see this, and this would go toward diagnostics and prevention for those high-speed race situations.
Nice.
I thought, dude, this has got to be on
This will be
video.
online. Yeah.
Got to be online. You got to be on YouTube, which led me to ask him, who are you working with to put your stuff on YouTube?
Right.
Now, do you think that's a question that has anything to do with my business?
No, it has nothing to do with phones.
No. But I specifically was prospecting for social media consultants, right?
Excellent.
And I connected him with Tracy Taylor so that they could, maybe work on getting that together. You see? So when we're doing business, it's not just about networking. And I sure hope that I don't come across as saying that networking is not valuable or networking is not what we're doing, because we are. It is
Right.
valuable. It is what we're doing. Networking is all about making connections and building those connections stronger.
I would agree with that.
But I'm talking about taking it to the next level and prospecting, so that you're asking questions and uncovering needs and opportunities in every situation. Even when they're not a good prospect for you, they might be a good prospect for someone in your chapter.
Yes. So you're using the analogy, you're taking it a step further. Another frame would be you're kind of blending your worlds together.
Yeah.
It's possible that when we go to BNI, we're networking. When we go to a coffee chamber event, we're networking. Outside of that, we're prospecting for our business. So over here, I've got my networking hat on, but over here, I've got my prospecting hat on. So the way that I'm interpreting what you're explaining is just put them together.
Yeah.
So when you're out there prospecting for your business, we're not telling you not to stop prospecting for your business. That's how we all make money.
Yeah.
But while you're out there, take it a step further and say, okay, now on to the networking portion.
Yeah.
What else can I help you with? And you're doing that specifically to help your business partners back at your BNI chapter.
Absolutely. So I had a client that was expanding into a new building, and I signed him on as a phone client. And when we were done with that portion of it, I'm sitting across the table from him, and I just started asking him questions.
Yes.
About his new place. Do you have your internet service lined up? Do you have your insurance lined up? I happen to know that at his new building, he was going to need some construction. I said, do you have your contractor lined up? All of these, how about IT for your computer network? I mean, I'm asking him questions. Finally, he sort of stopped me. He says, so you're the guy who's got a guy? I said, yeah, I'm the guy that's got a guy.
I'm the guy who's got a guy.
But ultimately, we ended up going out as a team on the new property for that client, and we were looking at everything. And when I say team, I'm talking about we had Curtis, and we had Kyle and Jonathan. So there were several of us who had met there together as a team to go in and to take care of the solutions.
Walk through the buildings, find out what was needed. And I think they liked that because it's easier for them. I don't have to go out and find a electrician. I don't have to find a phone guy, IT guy, cable guy. You're all together. You all already know each other. And then when we explain to this gentleman that we already work together, we work smoothly, I know how he operates, I know where the boundaries, he's like, great, you guys just figure it out. So it's great when you can prospect for your business, then start networking for your business partners, and then once you show up as a force and say, hey, you can use us all or not, we're just letting you know we all know how to play well in the same sandbox, and we can save you a lot of time.
Now, this type of prospecting is good for business, but it's also good for your chapter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, let's kind of blend those two together.
Okay.
If we're prospecting for business, then sometimes that's going to come in as referrals to the chapter.
Right.
Sometimes even those business prospects can come in as visitors to a chapter. And visitors mean business to the members.
Right.
Because on average, a visitor will do $1,500 worth of business with members in the chapter. So that's dollars coming in just by bringing a visitor.
Correct.
And then sometimes they'll apply for membership and become a member, a business partner.
Right.
And
then it becomes that two-way street. We help them, they help us.
Yeah.
And you have another employee in your business, another partner in your business.
Now there's another swing on this.
Okay.
Right? It's when you're prospecting for your chapter, you're prospecting for your business. Now, sometimes people get a little nervous about prospecting. Let's talk specifically about cold calls.
Okay.
In some businesses, cold calling is required or necessary.
It's a necessary evil. Do you not like? You don't like that word, necessary?
I don't know why.
You don't like following the rules.
All right, but the cold call gets a bad rap sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Right.
Right. But what if you warmed it up by you're calling to invite somebody to your BNI chapter?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot softer. I'm not calling you to sell you anything. I want to call you to give you an opportunity to come and meet my people.
Yeah. I think there's a whole we don't have the time to go into it now, but there's a whole other podcast about how to invite, not be creepy. Maybe you do want to do business with this company, and you're like, if I go in here, it's too cold, I don't like it. Why don't you come meet my friends? There's a whole bunch of people that would like to do business with you.
Yeah.
Or an invitation.
Yeah, we've been looking for a widget maker to do business with anyway. Just as a side comment there. So there you have it. That's always prospecting. So no matter where you are, what you're doing, if you ask questions and ask the right questions, sincerely looking for a solution, then you could be prospecting not only for your business, but for your fellow members in your chapter.
It's a perfect mindset. Very good. Well, thank you again for your time. I enjoy spending time with you, especially
Likewise.
when you're paying me to do so. This has been the BNI Knox podcast. Spoiler alert. Thank you again, Mike Fuller Realty Studios, for having us here. Thank you again to Front Porch Media for all you do for us. Thank you to Megan for sponsoring us over at Her Legacy Designs.
Yeah, go to her Facebook and her Instagram, Her Legacy Designs.
Yes.
On Facebook and Instagram.
And we'll put a link to that
in the show notes.
That's a great idea. Thank you very much. I'm Curtis Johnston, along with Andy Brassfield.